And this was the speeder bike for one of my action figures. Kind of cool. This is an original Star Wars ATST, or Chicken Walker, that it's in the locked position now, but you could unlock it and it would move. This is actually from the original Kenner line, and yeah, you could put a character in there. I picked this up used. This is one of the few used toys I ever bought, and of Star Wars. But yeah, I remember being really thrilled to find it, because you just didn't find a lot of the old Kenner toys at that time, and I really enjoyed collecting. But that's that. Now this is kind of fun. Look at this. This is the C-3PO carry case, and the battery should be out here, but I tried to take all the batteries out for storage, but it's even got the little slit there. What was always funny to me is that this whole thing, oops, I'm gonna close this lid here. This whole thing was meant to hold the original line of Kenner toys. I never see how you can already tell that it's kind of like lighter on the clasps. That's why I don't have the other two clasped, because it was really a little treacherous, I felt. I didn't want them to break. But yeah, these were meant for the original Kenner line. So like, this didn't even fit. This is Han Solo frozen in carbonite. So he's just kind of loose like that. Who did I have? Let's just go through this, because the other stuff you can look up, right? The toys from the various restaurants, you can look that up. I had a complete collection, so you can just look that up and see what I had. This, though, it's interesting to see what I had. So we had a Tusken Raider. Really love the mold on that Tusken Raider. I already showed you the Han Solo frozen in carbonite. That one always was really cool. This is like your super buff, long lightsaber Darth Vader. Actually, I think that one might possibly be the rare variant, and I have it. And yeah, the Princess Leia. Look at that face. I don't know if yeah, that's a face only Bail Organa would love, right? Kind of interesting how this all worked. Again, this was all modeled for the Kenner line, so like nothing actually fit in here. We have the speeder bike trooper, whatever those are called, Scout Trooper, I think, Scout Trooper. Forgetting so much here. We have our Jawas, not the original Jawas with the felt that would be so expensive and valuable today, but these ones actually, you could get the shine a light through the top and their eyes would glow. It's kind of neat. Another old Ben Kenobi, Obi-Wan Kenobi, again with a long lightsaber. They had these like ridiculously long lightsabers. Here is the ATST driver, and that actually is a Kenner one. The rest of these were the, after the buyout. I mean, I guess it's Kenner as well, but Hasbro had bought Kenner. Oh, this one might be the one I sent away. Yeah, I remember this. This one I actually sent away from a cereal box. It's Han Solo with the helmet. You take the helmet off, and so it's pretty cool. So yeah, man, I mean, it's just like some of this stuff, it would have been really cool to display it all, but I just don't see that happening. And now, I have this passion with streaming, and I'd rather, kind of sell this, let it go to someone who's really going to appreciate it, and then, any money can go towards, some cool stuff for streaming. There's Han Solo. And Lando Calrissian. Big cape. Always a little awkward, that cape, because it was like a formed one. So there's when they shortened the lightsabers. So that's Luke with a short lightsaber. I always thought that was interesting. Pretty wicked Boba Fett with a nice back jetpack. Really nice Boba Fett there. So I think I have, and then here's my Luke with the long lightsaber. Yeah, so you can kind of compare there. Those lightsabers were significantly shortened, and I think it was just because, I mean, otherwise it's like a 6-foot long lightsaber. It's a little silly. So yeah, man, I mean, someone I really think is going to enjoy this. Oh, and the Chewbacca one, I remember this one so well. Now, I used to, I got rid of the boxes on these. You know, I wanted to play with these. I always felt like I should open the toys I had. Oh, and here's Luke again, a short lightsaber, and this is his Return of the Jedi outfit. I always believed in opening up these toys and things. You know, video games, all that stuff. I mean, somewhere out there, it'd be great if there's like a museum collecting all of these things in their original packaging, but you know, I kind of feel like, in a sense, it's almost the responsibility of, almost the responsibility of the people manufacturing them. You know, I think it'd be really cool for some of these places if they have museums with all of their stuff. Some do, and some don't. And some of it, you know, some of it I understand does kind of fall on the shoulders of fans and whatnot. But I do think, you know, toys were meant to be played with. And these action figures were really fun to hold and pose and all of that. And I remember just really enjoying doing that. So, you know, even though this is obviously open, you know, toys, I think, you know, I have no regrets for having done that. And the few that were unopened, those, you know, those are I don't know what to say. I think that came later. You know, I wasn't really playing. I was kind of just like, oh, look at this. I grabbed it. But now we have a few more things here. And it's all C-3PO, Tales of the Golden Droid. Detachable limbs and all of that. This might be a fairly valuable thing. I don't actually know much about it. You know, I'm not looking for a ton of money with this. I'm really looking for this to go, you know, all these things to go to a good home. But here's the little Dagobah Micro Machines playset. That one's kind of cool. Now, what is this? It's in a Fred Meyer Jewelers. Oh, well, you look at that. These are all little Micro Machines. I've got some various things there, X-Wing, all that stuff. Not really anything I think I'll be keeping. In fact, none of them will. But one of the things I did to display those is I had this little box that was used for books. It was like this display out of cardboard, and it was the size of mass production paperbacks. The whole thing I spray painted black, and then I took a toothbrush and I sprayed white paint at the box, and, you know, kind of flicked it with the toothbrush, and it made this really cool star field. And that's how I displayed all of those little ships and things like that. And I thought that was kind of clever, kind of fun. But this, okay, hold on. Two things. I've got to keep these. These, I remember, these actually might have been my first ever Star Wars toys that I've kind of forgotten about. My parents gave me these. I think they may have gotten them at Disneyland. These are obviously modeled after the Droids cartoon, which not a lot of people know about, I feel, unless they're really well steeped in Star Wars. But yeah, I mean, just really cool. I remember playing with these long before I really knew Star Wars. You know, I remember knowing that it existed, and actually I put on a play with my cousins with Star Wars, and I remember that, but you know, I didn't really know Star Wars, and hadn't seen the movies for myself and everything, so that's pretty neat. But now, the piece de resistance, if I can, I'll have to fix that in a minute here, but this, this is the Millennium Falcon. Now, my goodness, what a machine this is. Yeah, this whole thing, super cool. Whoop. super cool. So this, now it's got like a couple missing things. I gotta put it back on here, but I was thinking about keeping this to hang in the garage, but now I'm not so sure actually. Oh, so that you can see I have this little play set in there. I'm gonna be honest, you know, holding it, I mean, this was such an amazing toy when I got it. I absolutely loved getting this. It was a gift from my parents, and I absolutely was over the moon. It's got like the little landing gears. I remember it would, you know, make sounds and light up and all this stuff. But you know, holding it right now, I'm kind of like, you know, this was really awesome. But again, I'm not sure that it's something I'm going to take with me. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope it does. Somewhere, I don't know where I put it. Somewhere there's the little turret that I just had it and then I dropped it. But that's, I gotta find it. Hang on. Okay, I literally just had it. Where did it go? Did it go in this? I'll find it. But it rotates, it twists, and all that stuff. I'll find it. I don't know what I did with it. Super cool. I'm glad I'm doing this, because as I'm doing it, I'm really realizing it's time for this to go to a better home. This was a great toy, but someone else is going to appreciate it and have the action figures to go with it. I think it is time to let go of this. But I am going to keep these little figures here. So far, my running total of things I'm keeping are that it's that really cool Brothers Hildebrandt graphic that I'm going to frame, and these two Star Wars toys. So far, that's it. Wow, that's actually saying a lot. So, time to take another break. I'm going to grab the last bin. I've got a little surprise in there. It's the first official Star Wars toy I remember purchasing, and it was like my actual, if that was my actual first Star Wars toy, I didn't even realize it at the time, and it was sort of thrown in with a bunch of things like probably rubber dinosaurs and things. But this is my actual first Star Wars toy that I picked up, so stay tuned.